Barstool, late night, party on, excellent.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Barstool at Night. This is week 3. This is Eddie with Carl. Our guest of the day is Rear Admiral from the Spittin' Chicklets podcast. He'll be on in a minute, but before we bring him on, we do have to talk about a couple topics here. First and foremost, obviously, big news of the day. Barstool Radio today. There was a little bit of a kerfuffle. That's the word I chose to use. I don't know exactly what that means, but little spice going on with the editor in chief. Carl, you were mostly involved. Now that you had a couple hours to kind of sit on it, where are you at right now?
Man, what a long day, Ed. We certainly don't sign up for that type of content when we want to do the Barstool Radio, but like all things, this is like basically a reality television that pours into the day-to-day of actually working here. This has been kind of an ongoing storyline within Barstool Chicago internally of like, hey, why do we not get what we think we should be getting in response? Why is this so difficult? And I think that it kind of came to a head this weekend. Hey, I've heard a lot in defense on his behalf. K. Marco saying I was just joking around. I was just being sarcastic, all this stuff. I've read a lot of work emails. I've sent a lot of emails. I know what it means to be a dick on paper. I still just think black and white. It's a dick response in the text that followed. So I've kind of had the experience, so I'm prepared for it. Like, I don't know if you have any work experience before where you've had to sift through emails and be like, this just doesn't feel good. I don't like the way this person's talking to me.
Yeah, first of all, I just got a text do from Rico. That's a good word we could have used there at the top. So thank you, Rico. I appreciate that. Yeah, listen, I mean, it happened. It is what it is. I believe he's coming on again tomorrow to talk more. Like you said, like I still don't believe that. But I mean, we're going to move forward and hopefully be better from it. And I guess we're on the same team, whatever you want to call it. So we'll go from there. We'll see what he has to say tomorrow, and hopefully just kind of move forward.
It'll certainly be interesting to see how this shakes out because, again, if anybody has any ill intent in mind here, I just want to know what our relationship is moving forward. Like, if I can get insight from you, I'm under the impression this is the exact type of stuff we should be asking. This is how you're supposed to be going about your business. And to be honest, Ed, we just want to do a good job. If we're not doing a good job, we'll let the fucking stoolies tell us because the content sucks. But, I don't want to make me feel like I suck at this. I think we're doing an okay job.
I hear you. I'll tell you what, when you talk about suck, I'll tell you whose weekend did not suck. And that was our middle linebacker, our Mike linebacker, Roquan Smith. Pull up the picture, hanging out with a Bella Danger on a boat. Now, listen, I had watched a little bit of Friday Night Pints with KFC and fights, obviously, and I saw she was on there. She was on a boat. And I was like, oh, that's cool, whatever. Miami, I think they're wherever they're at. The city's open and whatnot. But I didn't think our boy would have a Chicago Bears visor on her the very next day. To say the least, I was fired up.
It's a great step in the right direction for Roquan Smith. For anybody who follows Redline Radio, they'll be familiar with this. If you don't, we talk a lot about how Roquan needs to take
what?
I'm sorry, I'm having some playback in my ear here where this is coming across in me. I apologize, but
you're okay.
But we talk a lot about how Roquan Smith needs to take a step in the right direction leadership-wise and how he needs to get the guys in the rest of the huddle looking at him like he's a leader. In my opinion, this is a step in the right direction. You're on a yacht. You've got a top-flight porn star. I'm sure we're all familiar with her work.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like I said, it's you said it perfectly, top flight.
Yes.
It matters who it was, and that was a big-time move for him. Hopefully he's being safe. Hopefully she's being safe, and they were all safe on the boat. But regardless, it was nice to see the Bears and Pornhub and, just boats. It just felt good to be kind of back in the action a little bit.
100%. If he goes with a B level 2, that's a shot in the wrong direction. So this is kind of a fork in the road. He made the right decision. Bella Danger is a huge win. I hope this bleeds into training camp. I hope when the guys see him, I hope this is something that kind of brings the boys together. God knows after an 8-8 season and what people are describing as a lackluster draft, the Bears could use that pump. Maybe it's a Bella Danger. Who else couldn't it be? So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're at the lockers. They're going to be waiting for Roquan to hear the story.
Now, question, do you think there's going to be some kind of like Chicago Bears themed locker scene with Bella halfway through the season? If the Bears are, playing well, he's in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year. Could you see Brazzers kind of Pornhub teaming up with them?
Listen, as long as we're winning, Al Davis, just win, baby. Have a great season. I don't care what he does. Just make tackles and just kind of, be a top 3 defense. It will be good. Do whatever you
Okay,
want.
personally, I would like to see it, but that's just me. So.
Sure. I'll be down to watch. Okay, now it's time to bring on our guest. Without further ado, the Spin. I mean, you know what? Spin Chicklets. Obviously, that's what he does now. But we just know him as the old school blogger, Rear Admiral, the Bees blogger. Here he is in the flesh. Rear, what's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy? Had you on the wrong camera there. How we doing, gentlemen? All right. Good to see you. Always a pleasure to see my Chicago boys.
Eds, I love the hat. Tell me where you got the hat. I need to know about the hat.
It looks brand new, but it's actually about a year or two old. As bad as the Bucks were, I mean, you associate being a total loser with this logo, the old creamsicle Buccaneers. Whatever logo's on the side, it's either New Era Fanatic or Fanatic. One of those ones. I just saw it. Like I said, I always like the colors, the creamsicle one. So I snagged it probably 2 years ago. I got so many hats, though. They still look new, so many of them.
There we go. Yeah, I knew you'd have some type of story behind there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously now they got Brady and I think Gronk. I don't know if he actually signed yet, but whatever. So yeah, of course I'm gonna fucking pull for them. I say anytime a guy wins whatever sport, anytime a guy is responsible for your team, your town winning a title, you root for him forever, pretty much. Unless it's like Johnny Damon fucking going to the Yankees. That's probably one exception, but generally, go ahead, man. Go get another one. We love you for it.
For sure, Brady. I mean, LeBron, 2 of the biggest stars in the games today. He got his hand caught in the cookie jar. Boy, Coley wrote a nice blog. Seems to be outed by an Instagram model. Rear, we want to know, how would this have been handled in the NHL? Like, does this kind of thing go? What's the difference here?
Not much, man. I mean, athletes, I think it's just a built-in benefit that a lot of them are always going to have. Sometimes it's implied with they get married, but hey, honey, you want the McMansion and the weekly tune up on the nails and all that stuff. Well, you're going to have to look the way a little bit. Sometimes it's a conversation, sometimes it's not. And then there are traditional people who genuinely love their wife and are married and they get over that shit. It's a phase, or it gets to the point where you fucking did it all. It's like, it gets boring after a while. But having said that, the NBA is kind of notorious for this shit. I don't like to crucify a guy because some broad fucking tweeted out, named his handle on Instagram. I don't want to say a guy's guilty for that. But, it's the NBA. It's legendary with this. I mean, the groupies at the All-Star games. I mean, the stories abound. It's in every sport. I think it's just a little subtle in other sports. The NBA is just, you talk about like that NBA weekend and All-Star weekend. Was it Vegas that year? It was just out of control. Like, the sex, the insanity. So I don't know if you got caught, man. Like I said, maybe his old lady, hey, she's fine with it. Just like, I don't want to know, just wear a fucking Jimmy and don't let me find out. That's the attitude a lot of them take.
Carl?
Yeah, just 2 quick things. First off, she was smoking hot. So, like, if you're going to take these shots, you don't want to miss. We saw that with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, this is a dead-on fucking balls accurate hit here for LeBron James. So you got to love that play. Here's the second thing, and this is where things get complicated, especially when you're at LeBron James's caliber. You're this worldwide athlete, whereas you hit it on the head. You can get it. It's so easy for these guys. It's impossible to control the narrative for this exact reason. You send one girl off the deep end and the whole fucking thing falls apart. So, like, not even with technology, like, you can't even, how Jeter used to take phones away. Like, you can't even do anything like that anymore because influencers and these hot girls are just so popular and have such big platforms and followings and stuff. It's like, there's no hot girl that doesn't have fucking 15,000 people at least who will listen to her right now. So you're a real tough for celebrities. This is why you want to be going after all those trashy girls in minor league towns. I'm just saying it. So
I'd rather just go.
They don't out you like this.
If I was a pro athlete, I'd rather just go to like the local dive bar and like hit on like the farmer's daughter, like what we used to call a potato sack girl next door. Like, instead of these girls all maked up with their asses out trying to bang athletes, I'd go look for one in the weeds a little bit. Give yourself a little fucking competition, not make it so easy, slam dunks.
Yeah.
Eddie, do you have a problem with it?
I'm just made that I'm shocked that doesn't happen more. I'm just shocked that guys just aren't getting out and more. Like, that just seems like, with this day and age, it's so easy to do, and everyone wants to make something out of it, even if there's nothing there. So I'm just shocked it doesn't happen more, and that's just really, it could be true, could not be true, but regardless, I'm just shocked.
It probably does. I guess if you're tapped into that world, which obviously I'm not into the NBA groupie line, but I'm sure it happens frequently. But LeBron is such a huge name that Coley's a great blogger too. By the way, full props to him.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then also here, obviously, the Michael Jordan doc's taking over the world. We have a little Mafia captain. He came out, talked about MJ's gambling. We got a clip here to play. Can we roll the clip?
Jordan himself was a serious gambler.
Yes. My experiences, what I was told, and people that know him, yes.
Okay. Did you personally know him at all or no?
I met him. I met him actually at an NBA deal that we had, an event, yeah.
And then his father gets murdered. And there was always speculation if one had something to do with the other. From what you know.
Again, I don't have firsthand knowledge of this, but being that I was working with the NBA at that time, I was told two things. One, that he was told to leave the NBA around the time that his father got murdered because stories were about to come out and there was a lot of heat on the fact that because of Michael's gambling habit, his father paid the price. And the NBA didn't want the press, so they asked him to leave for a while. That's when he went to play baseball. And then when things settled down, he came back. The plan was always, from what I was told, for him to come back. Now again, I heard this from a source I believe was pretty knowledgeable, somebody I knew pretty well inside the NBA.
Rear, what do we got here? You believe this guy?
You know what? I've never believed this whole Jordan gambling suspension theory. I think it's always been bullshit. It's never made sense to me from day one. Wait, he owes some wise guy's money, and the NBA swoops in and says, "Oh, Mike, bad boy!" Like the NBA with the legal gambling debts is going to come in and kick him out of the league, and he's going to go play baseball. It's just so fucking stupid. And Francesi there, he doesn't say anything. I met him once. I met Paul Rudd once. That don't mean dick. You know what I mean? It's like he didn't say anything of substance there. He heard, yeah, everybody in the system knows Jordan's a degenerate gambler. But no, I don't think his father had anything to do. I think that was a fucking two pieces of trash down south. They robbed his father. It just happened to be Michael Jordan's father. They fucking killed him. And Jordan was so fucking depressed and fucking, I mean, picture your father being murdered, dude. He just won a third title. He needed a break, and fucking he probably said, I want this baseball itch I'm gonna scratch. That was more out of mourning and grief than anything else. The whole like, oh, I'm losing money. I mean, he makes fucking $800 zillion a year. You know, how much is he going to lose that he's not going to pay a guy? I mean, if he was with guys that shady, he'd cough it up if it was even 30, 40 million. That's a drop in the bucket for him. That story stinks, never made sense. And all due respect to Francesi, he doesn't say fucking anything specific there. You know, like I heard, you know, my experience, there's nothing there. There's absolutely nothing to that interview.
Now, you're sure you don't want to throw Paul Rudd under the bus on anything?
Dude, honestly, Paul Rudd was great. It was my very first interview at Barstool. It wasn't a sports interview. It was the I love me. Back when I was trying to make a movie blogs a thing, and Dave wasn't having it, so I'd write a fucking 1,500 word review, and it would die in the vine every time. I'd have like a tear running down my face. But anyways, I got invited to the I Love You Man junket. It was over Fenway Park. And they'd sit you down at a table, you and like 3 or 4 other reporters, and it was just like a bar room in the table. No, hold on, table in the bar room, and like 5 other reporters with Rudd and Jason Segel, and you interviewed him for like 20 minutes. And he like fucking made fun of my accent. It was hilarious. It was like an honor to have, because Paul Rudd's such a beloved guy. Everybody loves him, and he was very nice. So, but I met him. It don't mean shit at the end of the day.
Low key, great movie. I love you, man. Solid movie, I'll say. Carl, anything on Francesi?
Yeah, not to get too much into my background, but before I got into smut blogging and whatnot, I did have a career as a forensic accountant, which involved several aspects of financial services, but one of them was fraud investigations, and a lot of times that means informational seeking interviews. I have training on when someone is full of shit. I'm not going to go ahead and say I'm an expert, but I have gone through training on sitting in interviews when someone's full of shit, and obviously you got to look at the eye contact at the point of question. And Francesi's eye contact at the point of question is like a fucking coked out rabbit. Now he gathers himself quickly and he sticks to facts, which is something a fucking wise guy would know about interrogations. But as far as him not being truthful at all or offering up any information that the public doesn't already know can be totally told in the eyes. Don't make me do it, Ed. I'll get all deep in there and show you. Did you get anything about that though? Did you find that weird?
No, listen, my whole thing is after watching this episode and seeing the mob of people who used to get all over Jordan's ass about, gambling, I think that's what scared him away. He just got tired of it. People are crucifying him. I think he said, all right, fuck this. Fuck you. I'm out. So I don't really buy this Francesi guy. Apparently he's been other places.
Oh, he loves the camera, dude. He loves, like, he's all over the place. And not saying he wasn't a legit mobster, but most of those guys they might do one fucking interview, whatever. But this guy's been on 15 different shows, so he's like basically known more for being a mobster on TV than being a mobster at this fucking point. Again,
100%.
All the respect.
Can we all agree that if it was legit, that fucking story would already be told? Because the money behind the truth of that story, if I could go out and tell that story, don't you think I'd have already made that documentary and have already connected these dots? I mean, it doesn't exist for a reason.
Yeah, and it just doesn't make sense. Sorry, Ed, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're right. I agree. It does not make sense. I totally agree. Last topic here. Eminem, he met a home invader in his kitchen because his bodyguard fell asleep on the job. Rear Ad, like you said, we watched The Town on Friday, the famous Charlestown movie that you're from. What would happen here if, maybe the getaway guy fell asleep in the car?
Oh man, well he started dope nodding while we were waiting. Nah, that'll get you killed. Like yeah, that'll get you killed. Yeah, you can't be. I mean, bad enough you smoke dust before a job, but you definitely don't want to be nodding off if you're in the switch car. But if I'm Eminem, I mean, I won't say the line from Blazing Saddles, but the line early in the movie that comes to line about docking someone for not napping on the job. That's what comes to mind here. But dude, Eminem, he's got some stones because I mean I guess when you get in your house, you got to be the fucking king of your kingdom. I mean, the head of the kingdom there. And if there's someone in your house and you got your wife, your kids, what are you going to pussy out and hide in the closet? I mean, I have a couple of items within arm's length of my bed. God forbid I had to get out in the middle of the night. You got to come out fucking swinging with, fucking a shank in each hand and, make sure you know who it is first. But you got to have fucking something. I mean, you got to have, I don't have a gun. I don't have a license to carry, but I mean, if God forbid something's in my house, like they're going to I'm going to go down swinging with something or stabbing or fucking clubbing or whatever.
For sure. Carl?
Not this kind of fucking clubbing either.
No, a lot of sentiments with Rear Ads. We talked about this before with Sebastian Maniscalco's cousin. I don't think there's anything more terrifying than someone breaking into your house. What's double worse for Eminem is the fact that you're paying a presumable fuck ton of money on an annual basis to be protected and feel safe in your house. But if there's one guy who can like reflect on this and be like, yeah, I can stand up for myself. I can't wait to see what he turns this into. I'm looking for the track that comes from this. He does come out, he's a hard rapper. So this kind of like works into his vibe and everything for me. So I like Eminem being able to stand up for myself. But Ed, I'm not sure if you're an Eminem guy or if you're kind of like, what would you run? Would you wake your roommate up? Would you beat him with a fire extinguisher?
I think it's important to know if it's like, if the security guard's his buddy, like is he a member of D12? Or is he or is it like a real hired guy, like the guy, the Jordan's guy, who has been making headways, Wozniak or whatever? Because if it's one of your buddies, it's like, that's kind of on you. You know what I mean? Like he don't know what the fuck he's doing. He's gonna be taking naps in the, the awesome couches you probably have. So that's kind of my take. But yeah, I don't know. Eminem, I mean, good on him for kind of taking this head on, like Rear said. I don't know what else you do,
dude. I mean, M fans and Dre fans, they just need to get over it. Those guys are never gonna have like a great album again, and that's not a diss. It's just a creative thing. They're never gonna be that young and hungry again. They're fat, rich, and happy. I mean, Dre's worth billions of dollars. You think he's gonna write another Chronic? I mean, he's gonna write. That comes from. Sorry, I don't know if that my audio fucked up. That comes from desperation and being in a certain place and time. And once you're worth $3 billion, your mind don't get there again. It's like the Stones. I mean, the Stones haven't written a good album in fucking a great album in 30 years. You just at a level like it's like impossible for you to do that again.
For sure. So, all right, Rear. Now it's time for the hot seat. We're gonna swap out Carl with White Sox Dave and Chief. I mean, here it is, man. This is Are You Smarter Than White Sox Dave segment. You got 5 trivia questions head to head.
Sugar digga 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 White Sox Dave.
I wasn't ready for that graphic. All right, Chief, to you.
You guys hear me?
Yep.
We can. Yes.
You can. I can't hear you. But that's okay. Give me Matt. 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. That was
White Sox Dave. I saw your little guitar solo to fire off the show.
You like that?
You look like every fucking drunk guy in his dorm freshman year.
But I did that at like noon on a Tuesday, which is a funny thing. And it was the first tape. And I'm like, you know what? I'm rolling with this one.
Fuck it. It works. It's fucking Wayne's World vibe. What's up, Chief?
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. Appreciate you knowing that.
I'm back. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Ed, we have kind of the same brain going right now, so we'll get right into the trivia. We'll have Dave take your headphones off, put the chat away, and just step back, and RA will start with you. But Ed, same brain, same word. The first question of trivia for Are You Smarter Than White Sox, Dave, is spelling bee. Spell the word kerfuffle.
Kerfluffle.
Kerfuffle.
Yeah, I was say it like the old spelling bee rules. Kerfluffle. Kerfluffle. Kerfluffle.
All right, that's question number one. You find out if you got them right at the end. So
okay,
a little bit of suspense.
Nice.
This one's going to hurt you a little bit. 17 seconds, Game 6, 2013. Who scored the tying and winning goals?
The tying goal was Dave Bowen. No, Dave Bowen scored the winning goal. Brian Bickle scored the tying goal.
Okay, all right. Next question, third question. There's been 2 times in history that multiple actors have won an Academy Award for playing the same character. Name the 2 movies and the 4 actors. Or I'm sorry, name the. Hold on. Name all 4 actors for the 2 movies. Sorry.
Wait, can you repeat the question, Chief?
Absolutely, I can. I fucked that up. Okay, so 2 times in history, you've had multiple people, so 2 actors, win the Academy Award for playing the same character.
Okay.
So I need 4 actors for 2 movie roles.
Okay. The first one is Vito Corleone, was won by Marlon Brando and Robert De Niro. The second one was Newman won for Fast Eddie Felson, but he played them both times. The other one. Fuck, I got a feeling it's a fucking old one or something. Fuck. I'm drawing. Fuck, I know.
2 seconds.
I'm sorry. I know Corleone's one, but I'm drawing a blank on the other.
All right. We have the clock ready to go.
It's going.
All right. So question number 4. Name as many on Canadian provinces as you can in 30 seconds.
Okay. British Columbia, Saskatchewan, Alberta, Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec, Prince Edward Island, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Yukon Territories, Northwest Territories. I know a couple, Brockton, New Brunswick, I said. A couple more of the, what's the one that begins with an M and the Maritimes? Moncton, no, that's New Brunswick. I said 6 times. All right. I don't know. Dave ain't beating that either way.
No chance. That was very impressive.
11.
All right. Last question. This one is specifically for you, RA. It's an over-under.
Okay.
The Rolling Stones, have they grossed over or under $2.5 billion for their total career?
Oh, over.
Over. Okay.
Does that include what they got ripped off by Apco in the 60s? That's a deep cut trivia right there.
This is per Google. So
okay.
I'm not sure if Google included times that they got ripped off or not.
Yeah. I'm going over either way. And we know the internet has never been wrong. So
that's obviously right. Okay. All right. I think that's it. That's your 5 questions. We'll see how we do with you versus White Sox Dave. If you're actually smarter than White Sox Dave, you feel confident?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you feel confident before?
I felt confident before I knew White Sox Dave.
Okay. All right. Let's bring Dave back. All right, Dave, you ready? You have headphones in?
Am I good?
You're good.
Okay. Let's do it.
All right. So I don't know if you're listening backstage, but Ed used the word kerfuffle to open the show. We're going to need you to spell kerfuffle.
All right. Kerfuff. It's going to fuck me up. Is it L-E or E-L? Kerfuffle. Kerfuffle.
Okay. All right, Dave. You told me no hockey questions in the office today, but I couldn't help myself.
I didn't want history of hockey.
No, this is not ancient history. You and I were together for this night. I think it was the first night I met you. Game 6, 17 seconds. who scored the tying and winning goals for the Blackhawks in that game?
The tying, the winner was Boland, right? And then it was Brian Bickle, the one who had was it MS, right? He scored the game tying goal, I believe.
Okay. Now, I fucked this question up big time last time, so I'm going to see if we can do this the right way. So 2 times in history, you've had multiple actors win Academy Awards for portraying the same character. So it's 2 characters.
So like Abraham Lincoln, 2 different movies.
Correct.
Okay.
That's happened twice. So I'll need you to name 4 actors and the movie roles. So 2 movie roles, 4 actors total.
I don't have the slightest clue.
No?
I mean, I will once I hear the answer, I'm sure. I'm going to say like Al Capone and that was De Niro, correct?
Al Capone?
Yeah, that was the role that I don't know. I pass. I give up. Fail.
Pass. Okay. All right. Next question. We're going to need you to name as many Canadian provinces as you can in 30 seconds.
Okay, Saskatchewan, Saskatchewan. I'm going to go right to left. New Brunswick, then Ontario, Alberta, British Columbia. I mean, dude, what is it? The northern provinces. What is it called? The Great Empty Territory, or the Northern Territory? Is that it?
Not a province, but yeah, keep going.
What did I miss? And Quebec.
Okay. All right, Dave. Final question. The Rolling Stones, been around for fucking forever.
Mm-hmm.
Have they grossed over or under $2.5 billion for their career?
I'm going to say over, and I could probably name every fucking artist who's ever been in the band. I don't know how much money they made. You got Mick Jagger, Keith Richards, Ronnie Wood on the sax, Charlie Watts on the drums, the Taylors, Mick and Dick.
I mean, there are no bonus points here.
I know. Well, I'm trying to show off Rear Admiral. Is that not okay?
Mick and Dick Taylor. That's a good one. I mean,
it was Ian Stewart. Stewart.
That's a good poll, but there was no Dick Taylor though.
All right.
Yeah, Mick and Dick Taylor, right?
We'll add them up
Mick
real
Taylor.
quick.
And
He
Dick
replaced
Taylor.
Brian Jones. Who was Dick Taylor?
Dick Taylor was a bassist for them for.
No, you talking about the bassist? No, that was Bill. Bill Wyman was their bassist till '89. Then he left, and then Darryl Jones filled in.
Bill Wyman was like till the mid '90s. I want to say he was one of the originals. I think.
Yeah, he was.
What's the?
Yeah, he was like mid '90s. I want to say, but Dick Taylor was with them for a
What's
while.
the results here, Chief? Can you hear?
Didn't you a minute to tally?
Survey
Mick and Dick
says-
Taylor, right?
Mickey? No, Mick too. I honestly don't. The Dick name Dick Taylor. They had Bill Wyman was their bassist from the jump, and when he left,
Oh no.
it was they brought in Darryl Jones, the black guy with the dreadlocks. He's been their bassist for like the last 25 years or so. He's not like considered an official Stone, but like
Right? No, I know
Dick,
that.
Dick Taylor.
Dick Taylor was there in the 60s. He was there, he says he was there very early for a little bit, Wikipedia, and then
I don't
left
know.
in
I thought-
1963.
Okay, so I thought he was there a lot longer than that because I always remember hearing Mick and Dick Taylor, and Ian Stewart was on the piano, correct?
Yeah. And they said
He's better known for being a founding member of Pretty Things. I'm going to shut up now.
Stewart was like basically too ugly to be a fucking Stone.
Just
so
reading
they
things.
made it a band of 5.
Do you think
Write
Mick?
it in the chat if you can't connect.
Do you think Mick Jagger's a good-looking guy? I can't tell if he's super good-looking or super ugly.
When he was young, he was a handsome guy. I mean, I think he was in his early 20s. He was a handsome dude. Yeah, absolutely. Fucking then you had the rock and roll
That's
fucking shit.
fucking worst thing about this is, well, not about this, but I don't think I'll ever have the opportunity to see him again. I fucked that up badly.
Too bad, man. Well, I mean, I would have liked to have seen him in the 60s or 70s when they were like the shows were more free will.
Yeah.
They didn't. Now everyone's like it's choreographed to the second. Like Keith's gonna play a solo till this part, and then they're gonna do the. Back then, everyone's just all fucked up on coke and heroin and dust or whatever, and they just played and fucking looked at each other and said, "Call it. All right, then let's call the song." You know.
All
Different
right, the
era.
results are in.
The results are in. Matt, I'm having all kinds of mic problems, so we're gonna have to figure that out. You guys are actually tied. So
I had a feeling we were going to be tied after you were like taking
Really?
a while.
Yeah, it's 2-2.
He didn't
So-
spell kerfluffle, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can't even say it right, RA. There's no you're adding an L in there.
No,
That's
it's
not-
the word is kerfluffle. It's not kerfuffle. It's
No, it's not. It's kerfuffle.
No, it's not. It's kerfluffle, dude. It's fucking.
I'm pretty sure it's kerfuffle.
All right,
We
you're
got
gonna.
a gate.
Hold
It's
on.
kerfuffle.
We have a gate.
A
We have
comment,
another gate.
a
Holy-
commotion or fuss, especially one caused by conflicting views.
Did I fuck up the EL and LE?
Actually,
No,
Well,
Dave,
I
you
think-
spelled it right. You got it right.
Okay.
okay, because when I said it back to Chief, I said kerfluffle. That's what I thought I
Yeah,
was
and
spelling.
I corrected you, and then you said it wrong.
Okay, all
again,
right,
so
yeah.
just
I
let
said
you
how
know.
we- how we settle
I
on
stand
it,
corrected. I stand corrected. I've been
I
wrong for 40 fucking years.
How do you
RA,
spell rhythm?
Rhythm is a dancer.
RA said he was a big geography guy, so I did have a bonus question here. If we want to try to settle it, what is the? Just raise your hand. We'll see who gets it first. What's the southernmost capital in the United States? Dave.
Honolulu.
Dave's got it. Dave's smarter than RA. Can't
Wow.
fucking believe
Boom.
it. Can't
Wow.
believe it. Overtime, sudden death, killed.
Good. That was a good. That was okay. Hats
I was
off to you. I'm not
I was
taking my hat
about to
off. I
say
need 17
Tallahassee,
haircuts.
but
nah.
But you're
Forgot
too
about
smart for that,
Hawaii.
Dave. You're too
That's
smart
right.
for that.
I'm 3-2. No big
Rear
deal.
Ad, thanks for joining us. Any last words here about losing to White Sox, Dave?
You'll see me in about 5 years after this one, boys. I got to go hang my head low for that one. No, I'm only kidding. I love Dave. I love busting his balls.
We
even more.
we love you.
Hey,
And
hey
that's-
guys, thanks for having me. I love the Chicago crew. You guys just keep doing what you're doing. Everybody loves you, and keep grinding, boys.
Yeah, we'll see
Awesome.
you in a few weeks again.
Rear,
We'll
thanks
go,
so
best of
much.
three or
Thank you,
something.
everybody, for watching.
Thanks,
That's it
RA.
for today. We will see everybody on Thursday.
All right, where's the fucking producer? I got to pay him to burn this fucking thing. See you.
Barstool, late night, party on, excellent.